Hey, what up YouTube? This is TJ, and welcome to my bathroom. Alright, so I'm going to be microneedling my scalp with the Dermapen microneedling device. And first, I spray my scalp with lidocaine for pain, and I've read that it could take 10 or 15 minutes or an hour for it to start working. And honestly, I don't even know. It always hurts. I just do it just out of precaution because I kind of forgot what it's like to use it, to do it without it. So, anyways, I don't want to get my lens dirty, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. But I do use it pretty much completely to do the back side, mainly because I don't want to have it at an angle and have it just be stabbing in at the side. And so just to be more mindful, I just like to have a visible view of this to make sure it's as perpendicular as possible. So I use 0.125 depth. I was hoping it would at least come in focus. Hopefully you can see it. And the number you hear a lot for a lot of effectiveness is 1.5, and this goes up to 2.5. And it's not a significant difference when you actually look at it when it's turned on. It'd be so cool if you can see this on the camera. I can also do it in slow-mo if anyone actually really cares. But I use the middle speed, so 1, 2, 3, and it's always painful. The one weird thing about the depth is that it's hard to tell if it's fully going all the way in, just because you can apply more. Maybe it is going all the way in. Sometimes it feels like it's not always going all the way through. But, if I'm not going the full 1.5 millimeter depth, I'm okay with that, because I also apply minoxidil afterwards, because it absorbs better and it's more effective. And I don't want too deep of a hole. So even if this is only going in halfway, that would still be 0.75 or something like that. No, that's the wrong math. Less than that, but at least 0.5, which I believe is a decent depth for topicals. 0.25 is actually probably, preferable. But the thing is that I'm just not sure if I can go any further, just because your scalp has different levels of thickness. And some parts it just feels it almost feels like this is gonna break, or it slows down, it can't penetrate any further. And I'm not gonna demonstrate that, but that's just something that's happened before. So I do this about 10 times, not 10 times, once every 10 days or so. So if I'm not going super deep, it's whatever. I'm doing it at a high frequency. Hopefully that still matters. Okay, I'm just going to do this in the mirror. You guys can get the cool action shot of my scalp, because I'm just going to do it the way I know how to do it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. But yeah, this part is always so painful, the hairline area. Yeah, I will probably cry and tear up in this video. No shame, it's just a natural response, man. It hurts. Hurts. Maybe I will talk to myself for a little bit. Fuck. Yeah, let me just try and talk through this. I'm not sure how much time it's been since the lidocaine, but I feel like I hit a nice balance. It's more uncomfortable than painful, like tearing up pretty hard, but I feel like I can power through it. This is normally maybe a 10-minute procedure. Just from procrastinating it though, it can honestly be like a 1 to 2 hour event. I showered earlier around like noon or so. You generally want to have a clean scalp. And I did a scalp massage earlier today as well. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Just wondering how visible the redness is on the camera. Alright, let's go across the hairline. Try not to suffer too much. Shit, maybe it's not working, the lidocaine, because it feels like it hurts more than normal. Whew. But I'm also bleeding more, so something's different, but I'm not really sure what. I haven't worked out in over 2 weeks. My cat died recently, and it's just really had me in a weird place lately. Alright, I'm gonna try and switch it up a little bit, because this is sufficient for me. I really hope I'm getting adequate depth and it's not just like, bouncing off my head. That's always a worry. But I gotta say, it's not like I felt all that much better with the rollers. Like, those I felt like were way easier to be too soft with and just not be effective. Sometimes you need to take like a breather. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, hopefully you can see my scalp when I do this, but I pretty much did this area so far. I actually forgot about this area. I'm not doing this too organized, but I do want to make sure I get this middle segment and then the crown and the back area, and that's all I do. That's all you pretty much need to do for the most part. You don't really want to stimulate, you know, where the hair loss regions are, and I guess a little bit in the perimeter region as well. But I mean, you wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I'm like some kind of expert or anything like that. Hopefully, maybe in the future, I'll care more about figuring out some of these things. But for now, I don't mind. It's just I've been reading and collecting so much knowledge over the past year, reading different sources and whatnot, and for the most part, it's still just other people's opinions online, and you just kind of have to experiment, which is the, you know, shitty reality. You know, are you gonna get size? Is this gonna work? And you just have to try shit out. All right, let's first do this some more. We'll use the mirror. Sorry. It's so hard to tell sometimes, like the angle, and you can't feel it either. So, whoops. It must be done. Fuck! Alright, so I don't know if that was a perfect session, but it's adequate for me. I'm happy with it. For the most part, most of my gains are going to come from finasteride. I took finasteride, so now this is a finasteride progress channel. So I'm still going to try and do all the other stuff. I still do all of the other stuff, but I'm going to cut myself some slack tonight. I'm going to use the excuse that my cat died to just be done with this. But actually, I didn't think I did an alright job. Just FYI. It felt kind of quick, but I got all the main important areas really, and I know I really want to watch some other videos or do some more research because it's really hard to figure out like the exact proper rhythm and like pressure and whatnot to counter it, because you know it is like these needles, like I don't know, maybe there is no bouncing action, but sometimes it feels like it pushes off your scalp if you were to apply extra pressure. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm sanitizing this, because I usually use a fresh one every time, but I did spray this beforehand. I don't want to get the lens wet. But yeah, I just bought them on Amazon. And of course I'll put a link in the description for this Dr. Pen and my Kirkland minoxidil. I probably won't, I really don't care that much, but maybe at some point I will, because you want to, try and monetize everything you do, or treat everything you do as a business. I think that's just some decent life advice. But this is just like literally the cheapest minoxidil, and I used the foam one because the liquid one would create this gross like film, and like it's kind of like dandruff pretty much, whereas the minoxidil foam doesn't do that. So I prefer to use this, and I follow the instructions, though I usually do a little bit extra because the instructions will tell you to not apply it to your outside of the crown area, but I apply it to my hairline and my temple region, and ouch, it burns. Minoxidil in my veins, in my blood. So I use this antiseptic afterwards. Something I learned from wherever I remember learning about a good technique for microneedling. I feel like I probably should have put the antiseptic on before the minoxidil, but it's whatever. And yeah, my hair is probably gonna feel look a little gross with all this extra weird medicinal liquid applied to it, and it'll be red. But despite the weirdness of this antiseptic, it is like iodine, I think. Yeah, like 100% iodine. You would think that it would like stain stuff and whatnot, but I don't think that's ever happened or anything with it. But I usually do this at least a few hours before I were to go to sleep or anything like that. And it's kind of late. I did procrastinate a little bit tonight, but I did it. It's done. I can mark that off my to-do list. So while we're here, let's look at it together. So you can see my Dermapen in my Habit app. So you can see my little history here, the little calendar at the bottom. So I'll be marking, yay, it's complete. See this little dot right here? So yeah, that's Monday. Been doing it usually between like 7 to 10 days. So like a little more than once a week. And trying to stay consistent. Also got to mark down that I applied minoxidil. So this is how I keep track of my frequency, because you got to be able to call yourself out, because sometimes maybe you're not actually doing the routine that you planned. So, is something really effective or not? Well, I don't know. Are you consistent first? There's a lot of other things to check before you make your evaluation. And I don't know, just trying to have some more data for fun. So that's it. That's me microneedling my scalp with the Dr. Pen A6. And hope you guys have a good night or morning if you see this in the morning. Peace.